What's up guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment. In this video we're going to be going over our dash lights here in a John Deere 6E tractor. Now why we're going over these is because a lot of times whenever we have these dash lights come up, our first instinct is to just initially call a dealership or call somebody for help when maybe the lights that are coming on aren't such an issue if you just were to know what they are. So we're going to go ahead and go over all of those just to make sure that you know when you get in your machine, if you have one of these lights illuminate, that you know exactly what this is for. So what I'm talking about is going to be these dash lights that whenever you turn the machine on and turn it back off, you're going to see them all illuminated once, but then you're only going to see some of these lights turn on whenever we have certain things going on. So right now, if we take a look here at the screen, all we are going to see is my gear, my speedometer, my hours. It shows that I'm in park, and also here that I've got low fuel, but it is showing me my temperatures of my exhaust fluid and also of my coolant in the machine as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pop up a still shot of all of those lights illuminated here and go over them one by one. So the first two we're going to start up here in the top left corner. This is going to be our two trailer lights. So they obviously look like trailers here and have a number 1 and number 2 above them. In this tractor, these are not going to be used. I'm not real sure. I think they're just a part of this universal display, but in these 6E series tractors, you will not be using those. If we move one over to the right, we obviously have our symbol that's going to be very familiar to our vehicles here, and this is going to be for our high beam headlights. Once we move a little bit further over there to the right, now we are in sort of that middle section here of our display. We are going to have our left hand turn signal. Then we are going to have the little circle with the eye in the middle. Now, this is going to be our information alert indicator. This is going to illuminate if we have a diagnostic trouble code. And if we have that diagnostic trouble code, I will show you here in a minute where that is going to pop up. But sometimes whenever we get this code, we can either search it on our phone to find it, or we can also, if it's something that is going to be harder than we want to tackle to fix, we can also make sure and write this code down or save this code, call our local John Deere dealership, get a hold of them, see what an expert has to say about it, and see if we need to get a technician out for it. Right dead center, right where you're going to see it if it illuminates, is going to be a big red stop sign. This is going to be for if you have a serious malfunction with the machine, and if we have this come up, we need to go ahead and kill the engine immediately, stop the machine, get out and assess what is going on. So the stop symbol means exactly what it shows up as. Stop the machine, get out, see what type of malfunction you have because you have a serious problem going on. Now the one next to it to the right, this is going to be our diamond shaped symbol here with the exclamation point in the middle. This is going to be sort of our malfunction alert system, but not to the severity of the stop sign. So this means we have a problem, we have some sort of issue, whether it be a malfunction, maybe we have some maintenance that needs to be done, but we have some sort of issue, so we need to be making sure and taking care of this. And then next we are going to have, of course, to the right of that, our right hand turn signal indicator there. Now once we move over a little further here to the right, we are going to start making our way around the right hand side and down. What we're going to have first is we are going to have a gear with a little half box around it. Now if you've been around equipment before, you know that this is the PTO symbol, and you'll also notice to the right of that we have a tractor. So this is going to be our indicator for either front PTO, and if we look back behind the tractor, we've got another PTO symbol. So this is going to indicate whether we are running the front PTO or the rear PTO. Now, good thing is that on a John Deere 6E, you can disregard the one in the front because you are not going to have front PTO on these machines. But if you do turn on your PTO at the rear, you will have the one to the right of the tractor illuminate, showing you that your rear PTO is engaged. Now, the one down and below that, this is going to be the lock symbol that has sort of kind of a bell shape around it with some lines. This here is going to be our differential lock indicator. Once again, this is one of those that is not going to be used. And then right below that, we are going to have just a normal P with nothing around it. This is a park brake indicator, but this one is also not used on this tractor. Now, one step below that, we are going to have the picture of the tractor with the little arrow that's going around the front wheel. This is going to be our MFWD indicator. This is going to let you know that your MFWD is engaged on the tractor. Now, right below that, you are going to have another P, and this is going to have a circle with a couple of outside layers on it here. And this is going to be our park brake indicator. So this is the one that you will see show up whenever we have put on that park brake, because on these machines, your park brake is going to be initiated by pushing in the pedal, and then also we have a pin system down there to put this machine into park. Now, if you had an electronic park system on this machine done up here on your gear shift, that is when you would use that P that is back up and above. Now, like I said before, you're also going to have 3 gauges over here on the right. The top one is going to be your fuel gauge, and then obviously if you are down into the low fuel like we have here, you will have that fuel emblem light up right there on the fuel gauge. You're also going to have your engine coolant temperature as that middle gauge, and then like I said, the bottom gauge there is going to be for your diesel exhaust fluid temperature. And then if we move all the way over to the left hand side, this is going to be our tachometer. So it's going to be showing the RPMs that our engine is running. Now, right here in the center, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on here, and we're not going to get those to illuminate. But like I said, there is a lot going on here. So I'm actually going to pop up a diagram that actually comes from the operator manual of this machine so that you can check this out. Now, there are a lot going on here with some circles and some arrows, so we are just going to go ahead and follow this in numerical order. So number 1 is going to be our charging system indicator. So it is going to have the battery symbol, and it is going to let you know that you are having issues with your charging system or any type of malfunction. Number 2 is going to be your transmission indicator. This is going to let you know that your transmission is having an issue here. So we need to make sure if we are having transmission troubles, we're having trouble shifting, having trouble moving, something's going on, we probably want to get in touch with our John Deere dealer on this one, as we know transmissions are very complex and a very big part of the machine itself. Now, next thing is going to be up here in the top right corner. This is going to be our forward, neutral, and reverse indicator. So whenever we are using our left-hand reverser on the machine, we are going to be able to tell here whether we are in forward, neutral, and reverse, letting us know in case we are being forgetful here of what direction we are heading. You have that indicator there as well. Number 4 is going to be our high-low indicator. So if you have a transmission here that is going to have you in high or low, then you have that indicator light that is built in right there. Number 5 is going to be hydraulic oil temperature. So if you are having high hydraulic oil temperature levels, this light is going to illuminate, and we are going to know that we have an issue. Number 6 is going to be engine oil filter pressure. So if we are having high engine oil pressure at the filter, then this light is going to illuminate, and we know that service is probably going to be required there. Same thing with number 7. Number 7 is going to be for the transmission oil filter restriction or pressure. And number 8 is going to be engine intake combustion air filter indicator. Number 9 is going to be engine emission system malfunction indicator. And number 10 is going to be our indicator for when our DEF level is low. So all of these over here on the right hand side are going to mean that we have some sort of problem. So anywhere from 2 down to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, any of these mean we've got a problem. 10 being the least serious, meaning that we're running low on DEF. We need to make sure and check that out. Now, we're going to move a little bit here towards the center as we look at number 11. This is obviously going to be our hour meter indicator. Number 12 is going to be our PTO speed. So in some of these tractors, all of these tractors, you are going to be able to switch between 1,000 and 540 PTO. So whether you are going to 1,000 or 540, this is going to be the indicator where you will see that here. Number 13 is going to let you know that the rear PTO is engaged, and also you are able to get out and use the rear PTO engagement buttons if those are equipped. So you'll notice here that this has the rear PTO with the arrow. This is showing that that's going to be on, and we have that little square down below it. That is going to be for if we are using the PTO outside of the cab, letting you know that it is safe to get out and use that PTO without an operator in the seat. Now, number 14, this is going to be the little dotted line here, and you are going to have a little cursor that's going to move along this line here. This is going to be our target PTO speed. So if we're trying to hit a certain speed on our PTO with our engine RPMs, this is going to let us know if we are revved up high enough to get to that target speed. So just make sure and know what those lines there are going to be for. Now 15 is going to be one that is going to be our vehicle information display. So this is going to be a series here of illuminations that can spell out words, numbers, codes, whatever those things are. So right down here as we see, it looks like just a bunch of 8s here on this diagram. This is going to be where you're going to be able to get your information, your codes, whatever type of things your tractor is trying to tell you, it is going to tell you right here in this display. 16 is one that we can see. This is going to be our vehicle speed display, whether it be in mile per hour, kilometers per hour, whatever, wherever you're at, whatever you're seeing, this is going to be your speed indicator. Number 17 is going to be our diagnostic code display. So if we have a diagnostic code come up, you are going to see this little book with a wrench come up to let you know that, hey, this is a diagnostic code. Like I said, once again, whenever you get one of these, if you want to, you can Google these codes up, usually get an answer there, or go ahead and call your local John Deere dealership. They'd be happy to look one up for you, let you know what's going on with your machine to make sure that you don't have any further malfunction. Now, number 18 is going to be our cold start status, or our glow plug light. So whenever you turn the machine on, it's been sitting, it's really cold outside, we are going to see this light illuminate. It's going to look like these two little curly Q's right here. That is going to illuminate. We want to wait until that light goes off before we actually start the machine, because in these diesel engines, if you do not know, they don't have spark plugs, they have what's called glow plugs. They have to heat up in the engine, make sure they are good and warm before you can actually start the machine. So just by turning in the key, you're turning on power to the machine, which heats up those glow plugs. Once those are ready, that light will go off. Then we can go ahead and start the machine. And number 19 is going to be our rear hitch indicator. So this is going to let us know whenever we are using that rear hitch or our rear 3-point back here, whenever we're raising and lowering it and it is active, that is what that indicator is going to be. And number 20, now this is one that could pop out a little bit over here to the right of the display, or maybe also within that square here. You can see here in the diagram, it is kind of out there to the side. This is going to be an engine malfunction indication. So if we have this symbol come up, just know that you do have some sort of malfunction with your engine, and we probably need to be checking that out. Now, as you probably saw, guys, I had my cheat sheets here handy. I had not only the diagrams of the lights, but also the printout of what exactly they mean. I'm in these machines all the time, running them, doing them. You see me in them in these videos, and I don't always have all of these lights memorized, so I wouldn't expect you to either, and that's why we're putting this video out there, just to make sure that you have something to go and reference whenever you're having an issue with your machine. So guys, I hope this video helped you out. I hope that you liked this video. Hopefully this saves you some time and heartache down the road. I hope it does. Just by knowing what some of these are, maybe can save you from jumping the gun, calling your dealership, having a service technician come out to the field when he really didn't need to. It could have been a problem that you could fix for yourself. Hopefully I was able to save you some of that time and some of that money, and also help you to get back in the field sooner. So if that was the case, or if you just happen to like the video, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also guys, if you are looking for more videos like this, or just more videos over John Deere equipment in general, make sure to go ahead and check out the rest of the channel. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.